All right, everyone. Welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Thursday, August 16th, 2018. All right, so another very simple day in the astrology. Not a whole lot going on until we get to the weekend. But today the moon is finishing up Virgo. So if you've been feeling the past few days that it's maybe a good time to take care of things, fix things, improve things, really get into that detail-oriented aspects of ourselves. Still a great day for doing this. Developing things, improving ourselves is a great way of working with it. And of course, improving our life or our environment as well. So this is all in the context of course, a new moon we had last weekend. So we are slowly now, as we approach the weekend, entering into the first quarter phase. So will be, especially the weekend, a good time to start to challenge ourselves towards any new insights we've had since last weekend or any new things that have come into our life since then. All right, and other than that, some minor lunar aspects. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Thursday. Again, we are using what's called true sidereal astrology, which does take into account the actual size of the constellations. As you can see, for example, Virgo is very large, Libra, in comparison, very small. This is the actual visible sky, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to check out that link down below for more information. All right, so the moon finishing this very large constellation of Virgo. Last day here in this constellation. So finishing up, if there has been any of this kind of regimenting, organizing, analytical type of energy that we felt these past few days, finding solutions to things, fixing things, improving things, really good for this type of energy. And as I always say with Virgo, it's always good to be focused on our self-improvement, which is really what we do have control over, which is ourselves. How we respond to things, and then of course our immediate environment in terms of what can be improved with our environment, or maybe with our service or our work, right? These types of things, which is all essentially about striving towards this refinement of self and grounding that in the physical world and doing the things in the physical world to promote that good grounded type of energy. So that's likely the theme today, as it has been with the moon here, and when we are approaching things in this sort of improvement-oriented, analytical type of level. Really good with the emotional body. We could feel emotionally secure there when the moon's in Virgo. All right, so of course, all in the context of a new moon that took place last weekend. So we are slowly starting to enter into the first quarter phase, which will be a great time of really setting intentions in terms of what new has come in since last weekend, or new perspectives we've had. Setting those intentions can help us ground them, take action towards them, develop them, and that's what we want to do during the first quarter. Usually challenge ourselves to move that energy forward. Now, this is all in the context of Leo, so the sun here is that this whole lunar month is about gaining energy through our self-expression, maybe the things that give us passion in life, right? Self-expression, creativity, so another side to that, right? Things that sort of ignite that inner flame, give us energy, really good to cultivate. And of course, this is different for everyone. So it's asking ourselves the question of what is that? What maybe new has come in that we do find is something that is either creative or a passion of ours, or ignites that inner flame. So great there. And Mercury's of course still retrograde, so still good to be reflecting on matters here in Cancer, maybe regarding the past, maybe matters pertaining to home or family, things like this. This is all going through this kind of reworking process. So great to be flexible in general at this time with Mercury retrograde. Now, Venus is in Virgo, so we can actually be enjoying some of that detail-oriented energy and improving things. Actually, Venus can give us a bit of that seeing of value there, maybe connecting in our relationships in that way. And Mars is retrograde like Mercury, so this is going to be an energy we're finishing up here these next couple weeks of reflecting on what motivates us, what drives us, And in the case of Mars going back into Sagittarius, what inspires us, right? Where do we want to put our energy in terms of our inspirations and what we see as possible? So great to be reflecting on that as well. All right, so that's a quick recap in terms of the placements. The aspects, no major aspects today until we get into the weekend. But some minor lunar ones. We do have a T-square between the Moon, Mars, and Uranus. So really good to be aware of if there is any tense energy or energy of wanting to break free in some way, or impulsive energy. When Mars and Uranus are in this kind of challenging energy like this, it can be like we want to, do things immediately or act on those, frustrations or things that are holding us back. So it's good to listen to what our true self is likely communicating to us in terms of what actions we can take and what things we can break free from or about or through, and listening to that, but then implementing it consciously, right? With intention, so it is done consciously and healthfully and in a balanced sort of way. And it can end up being a very constructive day, actually, for maybe taking some action or initiative based on some of these things that we do maybe want freedom with, or do maybe need to take action with, or something like that. All right, so another minor thing, the Moon will be sextiling Saturn. So even though this is a bit on that kind of fiery, kind of erratic side, you could say, Saturn kind of helps ground this a little bit. So Moon sextile Saturn, on some level, feeling perhaps a bit emotionally stable today, grounded, or just responsible, right? Making it maybe a good day for those responsibilities. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. As we approach the weekend, Jupiter will be getting closer to that trine with Neptune. So again, this is the finalization of a lot of things that maybe we've been hopeful about, or dreams we've been cultivating or seeing since early in December of last year. So this is all finalizing over the weekend, if there's anything on that level, but all in all, collectively, it's just this greater sense of receptivity, willingness to ebb and flow, see potentials perhaps in that sense, and if there is anything pertaining to that, sort of finalizing that or cultivating that over the weekend, going into next week, more than likely. All right, so that's the day. Most important thing in terms of the placements, the Moon finishing Virgo. Again, themes around regimenting things, organizing, analyzing. Good to do this stuff, essentially for the fundamental of self-improvement and of refining our environment, right? And the Sun in Leo in this what will be first quarter phase going into the weekend, setting intentions with developing any new things regarding what does ignite that inner flame that maybe we've started to experience or be aware of since last weekend. All right, so have a fantastic day, everyone. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow for the weekend forecast.